How's it going, minimalists? I want to give you guys 4 or 5 strategies on how to minimize your life further, or begin minimizing your life today. The first thing you want to do when it comes to minimizing your belongings is to first get an image, get a vision, create a vision for yourself of what you want your life to look like. Once you know what you want your life to look like, you can then go about creating that. You can then go about molding your reality into looking like that vision. So for me, my vision when I started out on the minimalist path was to have a backpack, and that's it. Just have a backpack and be able to get on planes and get on buses and get on trains and get into back of Ubers and whatever. Just have a backpack. That's what I want. I just want everything I own to fit in a backpack. Everything I own fits in a backpack. That was my mantra. And then once I had that vision, once I had that mantra, once I had that tagline, I started fitting stuff in my backpack, and whatever didn't fit, I'd have to throw out. Now, mind you, I started with a big backpack, so I could fit like a lot more stuff in. I was like, okay, awesome, everything fits in my backpack. It was great, I mission complete. Successful. You're actually successful the minute you start making progress towards your goal, but that's another video. But anyways, I felt successful. I fit everything I own into this backpack. It was a big backpack, like I said, triathlon backpack. Then I went to go pick it up, and it was so heavy. I was like, whoa, dude, like, yeah, I minimized a lot to get everything I own fit in this backpack, but it's so heavy. Like, that's not cool. It's like, not even a carry-on, it's just a big freaking duffel bag, man. That's a check bag right there. You can't carry on that bag and fit that bag on your lap. So then I had to change the vision a bit. I was like, yeah, everything I own fits in a bag. Everything I own fits in my backpack. And it's light. It's lightweight. I didn't know exactly how much that weighed. I ended up weighing around 15 pounds by the time I got finished with it, but I wanted a comfortable weight, something that I could be comfortable with. Something that I could just pick up, put on my back without any issue, and just walk around all day with. Everything I own fits in my backpack, and it doesn't weigh much. That's what I wanted. So then I just kept minimizing further and saying, look, I don't need this lacrosse ball in my backpack. Look, I don't need this bit of tape in my backpack. Look, I don't need this freaking flashlight in my backpack. I don't need this headlamp. I was just getting rid of all this excess stuff that sure, some people think they need. Definitely, some people think they need a headlamp. Maybe they do. Maybe people do need a headlamp. And I was keeping other like excess stuff or extra stuff, like some extra zap straps or something, or you know, an extra pair of shoelace or whatever, just a whole bunch of little nicky-knack things, ticky-tack things that you don't actually need. And if you absolutely do need them, you can go out and buy them in the moment. But anyways, I just kept getting rid of more and more stuff until everything I owned fit in my backpack and it was light. So that's the reason I was able to get to that point, though, was because I had the vision. I had the vision. I knew what I wanted to look like. It was my dream life, dream reality. And at one point it was a total pipe dream because I owned so much stuff, just like everyone. My house, my room was full of stuff. My car was full of stuff. How was I supposed to get rid of everything? So the second tip now is, once you have your vision, you then got to go about throwing things out. And the only way to throw things out is to do it one at a time. You probably have like 2,000, 3,000 items in your house or more that belong to you, that you own. You may not believe it, but you know, you count 2 different shoelaces, that's 2 different items. So anyways, you've got to go about throwing things out one at a time. And the 2 methods I suggest you use, 2 methods, like throwing out everything you own or getting down everything you own to a reasonable number, is to start first thing in the morning. Before you do anything, you promise yourself that you're going to throw 2 or 3 things out. Pick a number. It's either 2 things or 3 things. You gotta throw them out. So you wake up in the morning and maybe it's an old magazine. Maybe it's an old newspaper, and maybe it's an old hat that you won from elementary school high jump class or something. Whatever, just throw it out. You don't need it. There, congratulations, you got rid of 3 things. You gotta feel good about yourself, dust yourself off, and then go about your day and just feel a little bit more like a minimalist. Because you've thrown out 3 things that you no longer own. That's huge, man. That's dope. Then evening time comes around. Before you allow yourself to fall asleep, you're laying down in bed, and you're like, wait, I can't sleep until I throw at least one more thing out. So that last thing right before bed, what can you throw out? And this is where it gets interesting. You say, okay, you trick your mind, you say, okay, I'm just gonna throw one thing out. Then you get out of bed, or you don't get into bed in the first place, and you go and you find what one thing to throw out. Once you find it, you throw it out, you feel so good, you feel so accomplished that you want to do it again. You want to throw out another thing, and another thing, and another thing. So we have a habit of procrastinating right before bed. We'll be checking our Facebook, we'll be, you know, scrolling through Google, we'll be on YouTube right before bed, maybe you're watching this right before bed, you know you should be sleeping right now. But we have a habit of like putting sleep off for an extra 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. Next thing we know, it's like 11 p.m. We're like, oh my God, I need to sleep. So instead of being on Facebook scrolling or Instagram scrolling, throw stuff out in your house. It's a great time to get stuff done, man. Right before bed. But like I said, just promise yourself you're gonna throw one thing out right before bed. And then you'll find yourself throwing a whole bunch of things out. And you go to bed feeling so accomplished. So now you've created this cycle for yourself where you're waking up throwing 3 things out, feeling accomplished. And you're going to sleep throwing 3 things out or more, going to bed accomplished. So you're feeling just so accomplished. And you're associating this good feeling with minimizing. And that's the key, man. You've got to associate really good feelings with minimizing. You can't associate like loss and feeling limited with being a minimalist, or else you'll never succeed long term. You can't think, oh, minimalism is a great idea, but I feel so limited, I feel so constricted, I feel so poor when I'm a minimalist. Those aren't good emotions to attach to minimalism. You gotta attach good feelings to them, and this is a great way to do that. So anyways, that's the second tip, guys, is to just throw things out little bits at a time every single day. The third tip is start organizing all your stuff in boxes. There's a whole bunch of different types of boxes to have. I'll put all the links I'll put the types of boxes to have in the description below, because they can get pretty detailed, but there's usually like 6 or 7 types of boxes. Things like things you want to keep for sure, 100%. Things you want to give away to friends, like as gifts. Things that you want to sell on eBay. Things that are just straight up garbage. And things that you're not sure of yet, you know, things like that. And then another box for things that you want to digitize. It's like old photos and stuff you want to take photos of and make them digital copies on Facebook or Flickr or PhotoBucket, Google Drive, Dropbox, that sort of thing, iCloud. But then you get rid of the physical copies after. So, see what I mean? There's different types of boxes that you can have to put all the stuff in. Once you have all your stuff in boxes, like, I mean, everything you want in boxes, including all your clothes, because your clothes belong in these boxes as well, you know? Clothes you want to give away, clothes you want to keep, clothes you want to sell, different types of clothes, yeah? So once you have them all organized, it's then easier to then go back to the second tip I gave you and just to throw things out each day, you know? Go into the box that you said you're gonna throw things out from and just pick away from that box. But this organizational phase, putting things into boxes, it could take weeks, but you can get a lot done. You can do a lot of damage in just one day, man. Put on a good audiobook, an audiobook that's about tidying up, maybe like the life-changing magic of tidying up or something. I don't know what that book is called, but it's a good book to listen to when you're cleaning up your house. I'll put the words, I'll put the text on the screen right here. I think it's called, yeah, The Magic of Tidying Up or something. And then any other YouTube video about being a minimalist, just put on a video about top benefits of being a minimalist, and then watch those videos while you're tidying up your room or while you're putting things in boxes. And yeah, and it gives, when you say, okay, I'm gonna put things in a box, or you set a goal for yourself, okay, I'm gonna put 5 things in this box today, that's much more objective. Say, I'm gonna put 5 things in this box. I'm gonna take 5 items that aren't in the box, I'm gonna put them in the box. When you give your mind that goal, when you set that target for your mind, you're gonna be much more likely to succeed than if you had just written on your to-do list, clean room. The clean room, what is that? How many times have you written clean room or clean house on your to-do list and never actually done it? Because that's so vague, that's so general. Clean house, that's more of like a description of a house than it is of an action that you need to take. So instead of writing clean house or clean room, I'm gonna put 5 things in the to throw out box. Or I'm gonna put 5 things in the to keep box. See what I mean? Anyways, that's the third tip. The fourth tip would be then to call over a friend and help organize. Be like, hey bro, you wanna make 30 bucks? I'll pay you 30 bucks, come over for a couple hours and help me organize all my shit. And he's like, what, why? You're like, well, cause I'm gonna minimize, man. I wanna get all my stuff down to 100 things. Then I'm gonna make a YouTube video about it. He's like, all right, I'll come make 30 bucks, hang out with you for a bit. So call over a friend, call in the troops, ask for support, call a family member, whatever. And maybe you can't have a friend come over physically, you can just talk to a friend on the phone, on speakerphone. I found a great way when I was passing time playing these computer games as a kid, really repetitive computer games, where I had to get a lot of stuff done on this computer game in order to level up. I'd call my grandma, or she'd call me, and I just loved talking to her for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. She loved talking to me too, but in the background, I was just like clicking mindlessly on this video game just to level up my account. So, building a relationship with grandma while leveling up on my account. Same thing with your parents or your sister or your brother, whatever, your cousins. Give them a call and just start organizing your room. And mostly what you're doing when you're organizing your room is pretty mindless. It's pretty obvious the things you want to keep, the things you want to throw out. It's like boom, boom, boom. You don't need to think of them that much. And you can make time pass really quickly just by talking with someone. Kind of like if you're on a long road trip, you can call someone up when you're on a road trip and just drive and talk to them for 3-4 hours and have a long conversation on a long car drive. Anyways, that's the 4th tip, guys, is to call over a friend. The 5th tip to minimizing your life, the 5th strategy to use, the 5th method that you can use, I will post in the comments below. You can check it out down there. If you read it, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna be coming out with a minimalist book, hopefully before Christmas time, so you can grab that and send it around to a bunch of people before Christmas so they don't need to go out and buy you a bunch of gifts, because you'll have told them, hey, I want to be a minimalist, don't buy me anything.